In any case, Patrice Lumumba is indeed an emblematic figure, not only for Africa's emancipation, but also for Africa's dignity. And he symbolizes, he embodies this emancipation, this Africa he wanted to emancipate while standing united. And his message gains so much momentum because even today, these values are timeless, as I said, and universal. That is to say, integrity, faith in the country, justice. Because for the Congo, he wanted not only to be rid of the signs of colonization, but for all the resources of our country to primarily benefit the Congolese. And all the resources meant he wanted a strong, sovereign Congo at all levels. And if it had such a great impact, it's because he was close to the aspirations of the population. He listened to people. That's why there was this strong symbiosis between him and the Congolese population. And it's true. And it shows the world that freedom, justice for him were non-negotiable. That's why he stood by his convictions until the end. And it was his power because he believed in them. And that's why he became such an emblematic figure. This conviction, this faith, this determination to achieve freedoms, because for him too it was important that women and the youth participate in the development process. For him, unity was his obsession, the unity of this country until the end. It's clear that there are many problems on our continent. We're not alone. There's a lot of division, there are a lot of wars, there's a lot of identity-driven communitarianism. We can also see it in European countries, like in the Middle East, for example. It's not just something we face. But at the same time, we can feel and see increasingly strong actions. He talked about a United States of Africa and wanted to do that with other African leaders. And more countries today are speaking out and hopeful because they have realized that alone, in the face of the challenges of this world, in the face of the challenges of development, they won't accomplish anything. Breaking free from neocolonialism can only be accomplished by unity. And in being united, it is not only the African solidarity that must be genuine, but we're also seeing more and more actions to ensure that. For example, there's more trade between African countries because we have more trade with each other than with foreigners, European countries, or the United States. So there's this desire, which is becoming stronger and stronger.
From the Soviet Union to Russia, the people of Russia and its leaders have always paid special attention to the fight of Patrice Lumumba. What is your perspective on the attention that the people of Russia have shown to him?
In any case, we can only be grateful. First, it demonstrates that Lumumba's struggle for justice and freedom was not limited to Africa and transcended borders. And that struggle, which it has been for them and for us, an emblem of the anti-colonial struggle and for ideals, in any case, also against neocolonialism and for the resources of our country. And we can see it through the avenues named in his honor, especially since the Soviet Union at that time, and Russia today, has been at the forefront of global outrage at the announcement of Lumumba's assassination. We see it. It took place in many countries, but in the Soviet Union it was stronger, even naming the University of Friendship of Peoples after Patrice Lumumba, because for them, really, he was an emblem of freedom against colonialism and neocolonialism and a symbol of anti-colonial struggles. And that, when we look today how it relates to the Russian Federation, that the University of Friendship of Peoples is still called Patrice Lumumba University, and it has graduated many African specialists and numerous African leaders, among them many Congolese. So it's geopolitical continuity. It's a solidarity that is present, that is real, and that continues. And we can only go in the direction of a prosperous Congo, of solidarity moving forward, for the freedom of us all.